Boy, hello, Mr. Kenny. How you doing? Hello, Sean. Kenny, how's your weather out there? Sean, you looking for some peace and quiet tonight? Too cold and nasty here to get much trouble. Hey, how you doing, Linda? What kind of trouble you been getting into today? Okay, Sean. Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what that was.
Howdy, y'all.
Hello, Hooters. How's it going, Kenny?
Oh, it's going good. You just asked me how the weather is. It's wet and cold here.
Well, it's the same way here.
At least we ain't getting the snow.
Yeah, we're getting rain, but it's like 25 here tonight. Texas not supposed to be that damn cold.
I thought I'd test it to see if my internet would hold up, because I was just over on Triple C's a little while ago, and everything that she was saying and everything, it 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 sounded robotic. Am I sounding robotic to y'all?
No, you weren't until just then it started breaking up a little bit. Hello, Jessica. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Miss Diane. Talk about trouble. That gun shoots both ways, I think. But no, you were clear. Otherwise, for just a minute, it was like that, and then it quit, Kenny.
Well, I don't know. I just thought I'd give you warning in case if I have if I happen to drop out or whatever. That's why, because the internet dropped me. Internet it seemed to be really bad here tonight, and
Nah,
I'm using the hotel Wi-Fi.
yeah. Ain't no telling how many people's on that.
Well, I know what it's supposed to be quiet time at 10. I'm sharing out your live stream so we can get more people in here.
You having a good time?
Oh, I'm having a blast. I've enjoyed getting to meet Meg and Paul Vine. Of course, I met Paul Vines already. I met him in Branson, but I really had enjoyed the pleasure of getting to meet Meg, and I met MGM Family Travels, and I met. There's a couple of supporters that I met. I finally got to see Miss Mallory from Regular Creative Travel. I got to meet Blaine's other half. So, and the way you see them on screen is the way you get to meet them in person. So they're the same they're the same as you see them on the screen. So.
Somebody, a friend of mine, got on here the other night for a few minutes. Them people don't realize that you're like that all the time. What you see is what you get.
Yep. Hey, Michael Ann. Hey, Camp Goer One. Hey, R being with G. Hey, Janice from Oz. Hey, Jessica. Everyone in the chat. Anyone I missed, didn't say hello to. Just want to say
Oh,
hello.
Michael Ann and G, how you doing, bud? Didn't mean to cut you off there, Kenny.
Oh, that's fine. I was done anyhow. I just wanted to say hello to everybody real quick. All right, and then let you do some talking since it's your show.
No, I figured this is our show, Phil. Okay, G. I'll do that. I'm glad you told me ahead of time because that sort of helped me. Are you getting some of your stuff packed up, G? Well, that's about to be there waiting on you.
I would have been on your live stream last night, but I crashed. I slept 10.5 hours last night.
Don't feel lonesome. I drove about 500 miles yesterday and had slept about 2.5 hours in 2 days. I sacked out last night and I woke up at 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I seriously, I ain't kidding you, G. Where I'd been up for almost like 38, 48, 38 to 40 some odd hours, I may have slept 2 hours in that time period, in that time frame the night before. Well, last night when I got here at this at the hotel, what happened? I started to because I'd stayed up all night the night before, and I may have slept 30 minutes yesterday coming down. Yesterday when I got here about a little bit after 3. We left Tennessee about 10:30. Left my house about 10:30 yesterday morning, or not yesterday, but Thursday is what I meant to say. Thursday, because it's already Saturday here. I meant to say Thursday. So, but I slept. But I slept about 30 minutes coming down the road, and that's about it. And then when I got here, I'd been up, that all that day, and then when I got here and got settled in the room, I started to watch Land Cloud Adventures, and not long after I turned him on, I fell asleep. I fell asleep about 10:30, and I woke up about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, or yesterday morning. I mean, to go drink of water, and then I fell back asleep, and I slept till about 9:30 this morning. So, or yesterday morning.
I don't envy G moving. That's a pain.
Hey,
Alrighty.
Joey, creative travel. Yeah,
Well, I'm glad you have. I'm glad you're meeting a lot of people.
yeah. Well, some of them I've already met 2 or 3 times. Like I met Blaine twice already, and I met Life is Good Today once, and and I oh, we've laughed today, really creative travel.
Hello, John. How you doing, bud?
Hey, John.
Well, I imagine you're gonna get Kenny laughing out there.
Oh, he's
They
always
didn't have
got
you
me
no
laughing.
pineapple.
They've been teasing me about upside down pineapples and flamingos. You know, flamingos
And
mean the
man,
same. Yeah. But anyway, we actually had to be careful because we had gotten called on twice by one of the people. I guess it's staying here or something. We got called on twice for being too loud because it was after it was noise ordinance, and yeah, so we had to kind of quieten it down a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of fun to meet folks like that. Man, I think my internet's dropping me a little bit. Been pretty good the last 2 or 3 nights. I think weather's got a whole lot to do with that.
Well, I told Dad earlier. I said I probably since I slept 10.5 hours. I'm That's probably the reason why I'm still up. Because I slept 10.5 hours.
There. Well, G, you take care of yourself, man. Don't
Have a
wear
good
yourself
one,
out
Lee.
too bad.
Oh, still at work, Amy? Wow. You must be doing inventory to be still at work at this late.
Oh, I don't think she gets off till about midnight, does she? When she's working late.
I thought she got
Hello,
off
Miss Amy.
sooner. I thought she got off sooner than that for when she's not doing like inventory. You know, if you
Might
know
be.
what I
I
mean.
may be wrong on that.
But
Diane, what you been doing?
So what time does Outback usually close? I didn't think they stayed open that late. I thought they closed somewhere around 11 o'clock or 10 or something like that. Of course, I know you're an hour behind me in Eastern, or I mean in Central Standard Time. But which reminds me, tonight I gotta change my watch. Spring forward, clock changes. For anybody that doesn't know. Close. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be time to change over. Now, Janice, I haven't done anything else that shed. This weather here has been terrible. And then I got to chasing that motorcycle and finally found it. Took off when you got it and brought it back. So I haven't got back to it yet. I was going to build a tiny house. That thing, that shed I built would sure make a nice one. That'd be just about the right size. You build a nice apartment out of that thing.
You know, believe it or not, I was actually surprised on how much gas mileage we got out of that truck coming down here. We got 18 and a half miles to the gallon out of it.
Wow, man, that is great.
Yeah, we filled it up the day before. You know, we filled it up, and it took only a half a tank of gas to get down to from Tennessee to Macon County, Georgia. But yeah, we filled that thing up, and we put it up in Macon, and we filled it up, and we got 18 and a half. We drove like 100 and, was it 150? Was it 150 or 180 something miles? I can't remember, to be honest. But anyway, we filled it up, and we got 18 and a half gallons of gas out of that.
Well, that's not bad.
That's
not bad out of pickup at all.
That's actually got a 4-barrel carburetor on it. And you know, 4-barrel carburetor, you're going to get better gas mileage out of a 4-barrel than you are 2.
Yeah, if they're set right, and if you keep your foot out of it,
Yeah.
put your foot in it, it'll suck that gas.
Well,
Janice, I haven't been playing with that motorcycle. It's been raining and sleeting here and cold as heck. It's still sitting in the back of my pickup. Supposed to straighten up tomorrow, I think. Hello, Troy.
Hey, Troy. But yeah, you what time is Janice at? She's already into Saturday evening already, I believe. She's like 13, 14 hours ahead in Australia already.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be pretty tomorrow. Sun's supposed to be out, so I'll get it out and play with it.
I know here it's only supposed to be like 34 degrees. That's the high.
It's supposed to warm up to in the 60s here. It's supposed to be 63 tomorrow, I think. You know, that's a heck of a swing from 25 degrees to 63 degrees in 12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it. But
Amy,
yeah,
how
I had to
cold is
tell
it
my
where
dad.
you're at?
Yeah,
I wonder how cold it is in Amarillo.
that's what I was thinking. That's what they call the down under.
Yeah. I'll just be glad when this cold weather's over with. I'm sick of it.
Amen to that.
And this year it seems like we have one spell, maybe two, that it gets a little bit nasty. And it seemed like here about every other week gets down below freezing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder that more people sick than they are with that weather swing like that. Yeah, y'all. Are y'all at the start or the end of y'all summer, Janet? Yeah, I like it when it's a little bit hotter than that. There's Kenny, a lot more hooter showing.
Hmm.
You know what a cap on.
What am I doing? Camp on? I always wear a cap when I'm out somewhere. Especially since I ain't got no hair up on me.
Can't tell if your head's turning red or not.
Yeah, when I'm out somewhere, I got where I actually don't mind wearing a hat. Really, to be honest with you, it keeps my head warm and stuff.
Well,
Especially when it's cold.
it was starting to get pretty warm down there, wasn't it, Janet? I mean, Linda.
I'll be back in a moment, guys.
Well, that is true. When it gets 112, 115 out there in Phoenix, a lot of them ladies don't wear a hell of a lot of clothes. Yeah, we're gonna get him a job there. In Phoenix, where Linda's at, it gets plenty hot out there. I bet they like that weather. Yeah, I know. I spent some time in Phoenix. My brother lived in Phoenix, and he died. I've been out there a few times. It's amazing to me the difference in the climate at Show Low and up in there in Phoenix. And that's a good thing, I think. Think about how much time and money you save washing all them clothes that you have to wear in the wintertime. Well, it won't be. Yeah, there you go. Diane, I just saw that. Hello, Miss Fairduck. What kind of trouble you been getting into? Oh, okay. Well, as long as you're having a good time, that's all that matters. Kenny,
Yes.
if you get a chance, we'll uh post it up that we're gonna be on here at 11:30 tomorrow night.
You gonna be on at 11:30 tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
So that's
See if
12:30 my time, right?
that what?
No. Let's see. Time's getting ready to
Yeah.
change, so
Well,
what
no, it
time
won't
should I be
change.
on?
No, it
Okay,
won't change
so
till after midnight. It'll be
11:30.
10:30.
So that'd be what time your time? What time my time then?
That's 10:30 Central Time.
So 11:30
See,
Eastern. Okay.
yeah, time won't change until after midnight.
Man, I wish they would take the time and leave it like it is. I'm going to get ready to change into now. I'm going to try to
Yeah, that's
refresh this. Hey, Nicole.
Nicole. You've been doing all right. Have you been out to the slab quite a few times, Linda? Yeah, I wish they'd have took him under the table. Oh, okay. I thought you might have been out there in
Well,
person.
I mean, I like the time that we're getting ready to go into now, because it will get more daylight in the evening. It stays lighter in the evening. I don't like it's getting dark at like 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You going tomorrow, Fairy Doug? Hello, Miss Kathleen
Hey,
Klein.
Cat. It is 1:10 a.m. Huh? That's
Yeah, he's
probably
on the
because the
hotel.
internet. I'm
Yeah,
on the
go ahead, Ken.
hotel Wi-Fi. I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi, and that's probably why.
Hello, Down Under Crew. How you doing today?
Hey, down in the cruisers. Great show over there, by the way. Oh, I'm having a blast here, Fairy Dust.
I told him he was hiding behind that cap, Cat. Can't tell if he turned red or not. Oh man, I'm doing under. I'm doing good down under. Damn, I got to think about them Hooters too. Mm-mm.
That was earlier, Cat, when we were all together. We were all together uh, in the lower part of the hotel. Uh, this hotel is separated in different sections, and it's split in two different sections. So the part that it had you get this, the part that some of the people are saying, like the 700 and stuff, where the 700 rooms are and all that, it's got a ramp to go to the ground floor, but then to get up on the second floor of that building, you got to climb stairs. There's no elevator. The only elevator is the part that I'm in, the section I'm in, which is the 300 section. So, and it only goes from the ground to the fourth floor. It's weird how they got it set up.
You're gonna get to be a regular up there.
Well, I tell you this, I love this hotel a whole lot better than the Travel Lodge. I can tell you that.
Yeah, you didn't think much of that one, did you?
I can definitely rate this one a 10. And I highly recommend anybody that is wanting to come to Helen, Georgia, to definitely get a room at the Hellendorf Inn. The only thing I would suggest is that you bring your own bar of soap, is because they give you these little rinky dinky bars. You might be able to wash once, maybe twice with it before it melts. I would suggest bringing your own bar of soap. Of course, to me, I think all hotels just about do that anyway. Even the travel lodge. So,
Kenny, I got a question.
okay.
What are you washing to use a whole damn bar of soap up?
Huh?
I said, what are you washing to use a whole damn bar of soap up?
My body.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I will apologize. I'm sure they understand that. Well, I let them know anyway that y'all were having a guest on anyhow, so that, that anyway.
No. We haven't figured out if it's a bad time or a good time, Timmy Ray. You don't ever know with this crew. Yeah, they made a short trip, didn't he? No, you don't come in at no bad time, man. So, I guess he just had a couple days. Boy, that wind is blowing here. At least I got my bulldog inside the trailer tonight. Did I tell you what that puppy did, Kenny?
I don't know. May have, may not have. I don't know. You can tell it to me again if you didn't.
Other night, well, the wind was really blowing. It was really rocking his RV. But I thought it felt a little bit different. That puppy was outside, and that little old bitty puppy that weighs 25 pounds had got hold of the spare tire cover on that travel trailer, and he was jerking on it so hard that he was shaking that whole travel trailer.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, you know, he ain't big as a minute. But he tore that whole cover off that spare tire and chewed it up. I thought I was having a heck of a windstorm. Hello, Miss Ashley. I didn't see you sneak in.
Maybe my hotspot will work.
I think the steps are fine if you're with a group. I don't know if I want to stay there by myself, but a woman by herself. Oh man, I hate to hear that, Ashley.
Sorry to hear that, Ashley.
That didn't make you mad, did it, Cat? No, you weren't looking forward to that snow. Crazy weather.
Hey, Wayne McGee.
Hello, Wayne. I just saw him come in. Hell, I saw that band of snow on the Weather Channel today. I didn't know it wound up down in Louisiana.
I know I look frozen on the YouTube side. Because I'm looking at the YouTube side of the screen. I said I look frozen on the YouTube side.
Well, you're not on this one.
It must be the internet.
Well, are you in northern Louisiana or southern Louisiana, Timmy?
Thought, man, I might try something here in a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all get snow every once in a while up there. Okay. You're a long way from Texas now.
I'm gonna try to run it off my hotspot, see if that will do any better. I used to hate to work on them things, Kathleen. I used to put a lot of the pipe in that I don't remember what they call them now, but where your pivots hooked up to, and they get one of them things tangled up, bend that pipe up, and all them braces on it. One side of it be soaking wet.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, Kenny.
Hey, Fairy Dust.
Yeah, so my hair's a mess. The winds. Okay, let me tell you something. I notice that I'm a day late in every meetup. I was supposed to be there Thursday morning, and I got there Thursday evening. Just like at Quartzsite, just like in San Diego, just always forever late. So I told them that's 3 strikes, I'm out. So when you want to meet up on a Thursday, I'm gonna definitely be there leaving Wednesday so I could be there on Thursday morning. I am forever late. Here at Slab Cities, a whole day late because I almost fell asleep on the road. I had to go to Salton Sea and pull over and sleep for a little bit. Anyway, hi, how you doing?
Doing fine.
So
Janice wants to know who in the hell Mike was.
huh? What? Oh,
Oh,
I can't read the chat. Let me see.
you had that deal up on your face. You were just popping off like that.
Hi, Troy S. Hi, everybody that's saying hi. I can't really read the chat because if I do, then I can't see you guys on the panel. Finally, I got my
Really?
phone fixed.
Oh, you must be on YouTube.
I'm on
On the
YouTube
phone. Okay.
in my van. It's a mess.
Did you buy you another van?
No, this is my minivan. I'm definitely going to get me a van where I could stand up because here I can't. But still, they tell me it's going to be a waiting list. So I'm going to be waiting a while to get one.
Yeah.
But I'm a mess right now, and we're all campers, and Dee's just been wonderful. And yeah, we're right smack in front of a place that is only open on Saturdays, and they're going to have a live band tomorrow night. So we're staying.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be
Shake
on.
your leg now.
I didn't hear you up.
I said you're gonna shake a leg tomorrow night, huh?
We are. We're going to rock it. Yep. Dee was playing her ukulele earlier with Tracy. I didn't know Tracy had one. But it got cold right away, and we don't have a campfire.
Hey,
So hi.
hello.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm good
How
in
you doing,
yourself.
Jimmy? Are we getting an echo?
I don't know.
Oh, it's all right now.
Hey, yeah, we getting snow down here.
But you can keep it down there, man. I hate snow with a passion.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, this first year we got in probably 6 years.
We don't normally have much snow here.
We don't either.
We don't either.
Where's Kenny? He gone or something?
No,
Oh,
he's on the hotel Wi-Fi.
Oh.
So he's on
Yeah.
and off all the time.
hey Kenny.
They're saying that I'm cracking
Hey,
or echoing or something, so I'm gonna drop. I just wanted to say hi, and I got my phone working.
Oh, don't run off. You're not
Yeah.
echoing.
No, you know
Or
they going to bed.
crackling.
That's just you tapping your feet, getting ready for tomorrow night. That's all.
Dang.
Yep. Pretty interesting place. I've never been here. Well, I think the last time I was here was maybe when I was 19, 20 years old, but I haven't been here since. Not much has changed.
Mm.
You haven't been
Yes.
there. You haven't been there in 10 years, then, have you?
No, my goodness. But the gas prices, the closest gas station here, I paid $6.01 for regular unleaded.
What state you at, if I can ask?
Slab Cities is here in Southern California.
Oh, California. Okay. I ain't too far from LA, if I remember right.
Oh, we're about 145 miles or so from downtown LA.
Okay.
Maybe more than that. I'd have to.
Down here in Louisiana, it is $2.88 a gallon. No, I mean $3.88 a gallon. I'm sorry.
388. I don't know how we're going to travel with this. These prices are going so high. It's scary. But
Yeah, it's crazy. Every day it goes up about 15 or 20 cents a day. I bought gas yesterday, and it was regular was $3.99, so that's not too bad.
And
I saw
diesel
it.
down here. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead, boss.
hi, Sean.
Diesel was $4.99.
Shoot, diesel down here
Yeah,
is $5.10.
crazy,
Yeah, it
crazy
is.
deal.
Kathleen, I can't handle the minivan. I'm trying my best, but I don't know if it's the nuts and bolts in my back or what, but I need to be standing up because when I get out of the minivan after the whole night, oh my gosh, I feel like the Tin Man, like I need to be lubricated. It's bad. Yeah. So I need to stand. So Dee and I were talking about me emailing Johnny's Journey and see if I could be on the waiting list because she does really good jobs and Dee knows a lot of different people. And she said Johnny does a really good job for the price and everything. So I think I'm going to have to do something like that.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what kind of money she charges, but she does do a nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Really does. That's sort of funny that a nurse drops the nurse part and gets off into building the man's up.
Right. But she must enjoy it. She does a good job.
Gotcha. And she's in a good position too, because these traveling nurses can get a job just about anywhere they want to.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Miss Amy.
Oh,
Hey, Ron,
glad
you
you're finally
pick up,
home,
buddy?
Amy.
Do what, Timmy?
I say, you see what I'm pointing at?
No, I can't see.
All that snow we can hear?
Oh, it's too dark.
Oh, okay. Sorry about
Hey,
that.
is that a troll? I can't get that troll. Get
I
it.
already got it.
Okay, so I guess I'm reading StreamYard since I'm on StreamYard. All right.
Yeah, if you get on StreamYard and then you go up there and click on that comments up in the right corner, then you can read the chat.
Right, I'm reading it now. I don't mean to take over your live, Ron. Step aside.
You're not.
Kathleen, I am gonna keep the minivan. Maybe for an overnight trips, two nights, like I'm doing now. But who knows when I'll be able to get the van. I'm financially able to buy one and get it fixed up, but we're talking maybe a 6-month wait. And then if Johnny's journey has a lot of people, ahead of me, yeah, I'm looking later on. But we'll see what happens. God willing, everything works out good and I can get me something small, but something where I could stand up and cook. I want to cook.
Yeah.
I brought
Yeah,
all
I can see the slow now.
Yeah.
I done
that's
killed
weird.
it. Even though I killed it on the YouTube side, you're still going to see it on the StreamYard.
Yes. Okay.
Well, y'all never let it get on StreamYard. Y'all hammered it on the YouTube side.
Well, I seen it come up on StreamYard before I did on YouTube because there's such a delay in between StreamYard and YouTube. You'll see it on StreamYard before you'll see it on YouTube. I have to wait a few minutes. Even when I do have good internet, I still have to wait a few minutes before it show up on the YouTube side before I can kill it.
Hey, Ron, I'm gonna step down, but I got some stuff to do here.
All right, appreciate you coming up, Timmy.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a blessed night. Bye, Kenny.
Bye.
Bye, Timmy Ray.
Bye. Y'all have a blessed day and a blessed weekend.
You too.
Have a good one.
Can you space this out a little bit, Ron?
Ooh, wait.
I'm headed that way, Kenny.
Okay.
Boy, I could sure use a hot cup of coffee right now. How about you, Kenny?
You ain't by yourself.
It's cold. It is cold in my van. I have all these blankets covering it up. If you could see it, I don't know. Blankets with these clips here. But still, it feels cold. But then again, I want to be wrapped up like a burrito.
To answer William's question earlier, the reason why I'm in a hotel is that I'm here for a meetup, for the Helen, Georgia meetup hosted by my great friend and partner channel, Magnificent Germany with Darian. So it's his second annual putting the meetup together, and he decided to make it a yearly event. So there's gonna be more to come in the near future. So
How far did you have to drive, Kenny?
it's only about 3.5 hours from Kingsport to Helen, depending on traffic. We're supposed to get anywhere between. We're expecting some of them won't get here till tomorrow, but I think this year we're expecting anywhere between 50 to 60 people, even maybe more.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Wow.
There's supposed to be a lot more people this year than they were last year. I just answered that question, William.
Don't make
Not
me laugh, you guys.
in-
I should be down because you can't hear me at home when I crack up.
He's over here in the bed. He's over here in the bed asleep.
Yeah. Bernie, Adventures with Mike want to know if she was talking about the range for the music Saturday night. Do you know the name of the place?
Me? You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
The place you got the live music tomorrow night. What's the name of it?
The Range.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, Mike?
Mike is here. Oh, let me read the chat. Let me see. Hello, everybody. Hello. Usually I don't come up on the panels, but I said, what the hey?
Well, why not?
Well, I was having difficulty with the phone, but now Box Van D told me, don't use Safari, use Google. So I used Google and asked me all these questions, and yes. And here I am.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's something that I never have used in any of my campers, but I'm fixing to buy one. They were talking about getting a 12-volt electric blanket for your camper. Those things work.
Yeah. Tracy has an electric blanket right now.
Well, it's cut much cold weather as we get down here in Texas. I think I'm going to buy me one.
I guess I might get one for this in the summertime, because in the summertime you need AC sometimes. You're comfortable, but get it now so that in the winter we have it here and we don't forget about it.
I do not like to sleep cold. I want it cold, but I don't want to be cold.
Yeah, I want my face cold, but not my body. My body just chills. But I don't like the heat on my face. Oh, gosh, no.
I tell you what, I can't sleep if it's hot. Sweating in sleep don't. Ooh. I remember when I was a kid, and my mom and dad, before they put the air conditioning in, they had
Mm-hmm.
one of these old fans that oscillates. You know, it goes from side to side,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
you'd lay there on a hot night and wait for that fan to come across, wait for it to come back across. As long as I got the money in my pocket, there's going to be an air conditioner in my bedroom.
Right. Oh, yeah. I sleep with the windows and the doors open at night. Maybe a fan.
Well, here it's too hot in the summertime to do that.
Yeah. Vegas, when we were in Vegas last summer, it was 100 degrees at about 11 o'clock at night. And it'll stay 100 degrees most of the night. But that's in the middle of the summer. You're talking hot
Yeah.
and dry, which is not that bad. But you know what? When you're in the casino freezing you're freezing, you want to go outside for a couple of minutes to thaw out, and it feels okay. You know?
Yeah, I can handle in the daytime. I can handle up to 100 without a problem. Say now it gets 105, 110. I start getting comfortable then.
Yeah. At night in Texas, right?
Night in Texas, usually it don't get that hot at night. Good night, Ashley. Tell Jim I hope his dad gets feeling better.
Good night, Ashley. Be well. Positive.
I actually like it out there in Phoenix, and in Arizona and stuff, because it's a dry heat in there, and there's no humidity. So,
But it wasn't really that hot, right, Kenny?
And it wasn't really that. It wasn't really that hot. But I will say it did get cold. But of course, that's to be expected.
Winter.
In winter. But at least during the day, though, it was like in the somewhere around the 60s, 70s. Somewhere around there.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Can you see Tammy Ray asking you a question? Fair does.
Oh
Can
my
you see
goodness.
chat?
Let me see. Las Vegas is that close to what? Pawn Star. Oh, the pawn shop. I'm not sure. No, not the MGM. The MGM is closer to the entrance of Vegas when you're coming from California. And the pawn shop, I think it's more inside Vegas. Yeah, I don't think they're close. But I'm not sure.
Vegas changes every day, doesn't it?
I loved it, Ron. I loved Vegas when the mafia was in control of Vegas. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it
In
was
the old days.
whimsical. The beauty of the whimsical casinos with all the purple and gold lights, it was just gorgeous. When they started blowing them up and made it corporate and family, I said, my goodness, I just turned 21 and now you're going to change it on me. I
No.
wanted adult entertainment. I wanted to go somewhere, like the Rat Pack, like
They,
Marilyn Monroe and Sammy Davis Jr. and stuff.
that
But anyway,
before they tried to make it family oriented, that was one of the cheapest places you could go. You could walk in and get a fantastic meal for just a little bit. And if you went pretty often, you never paid for a room. Well, even in Texas, they would have flights up there about every 2 weeks. And if you gambled enough money, well, you could get on a plane, fly out there anytime you wanted to. It wouldn't cost you a dime.
or a frequent player, because I like to play the penny slot machines, but I always put in the card. So wherever I go, sometimes I leave it there, but wherever I go, I play with the card and I get free rooms. But back then, oh gosh, I guess it was the late 80s, not even quite 1990 yet. No, yeah, 90. Um, Everything was dirt cheap. Your prime rib dinners and your steak and egg breakfasts, my goodness.
Oh, you could go out there and just whatever you lost is all it would cost you to go out there. I had friends of mine that go out there at least once a month. They catch that gambler's flight and go out there and spend a weekend, and then come back. And all they had to do was depend on which flight you went on. You had to run X amount of dollars across the table. You had to buy that many trips. That's all it cost.
My twin sisters been living there for over 20 years. My brother and sister-in-law, or brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they moved over there twice. So we did have people over there, and an old schoolmate of mine still lives there. But I like to stay in the rooms. More convenient for me. More fun, more whimsical. I still want that whimsicalness in Vegas. But I love
I
the
haven't been out there
shows.
in
Yeah.
a long time now. Boy, shows have got expensive out there.
Oh, everything did. You cannot get your
Yeah.
little shrimp cocktails for 50 cents any longer, and your foot-long hot dog for 99 cents, or your beer, big old mug of beer, I believe it was 10 cents. You can't get
Yeah.
that. You can't find it. But I'm sorry, my point was about my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. They lived by Henderson, and they showed me the local places where people go. So I stay away from the strip, and I do like the Fremont experience, the old downtown Vegas. I do like that part, but I stay with the locals, you know what I mean? Way towards Henderson, or not that far, but that's where I go. I play Keno, stay there.
It ain't been that long since that was mafia control.
Mm-hmm.
Not that many years ago.
Well, I remember them blowing up a lot of the casino. Oh gosh, early '90s maybe, if not 1990. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something else. Kenny, I'm gonna be gone for just a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Kenny, hi.
Hey, Fairdust. How you liking Slab City out there?
Anything to get out of the house. Okay?
Hmm.
As long as I can get out of the house and just go, I'm going.
You going
Slab
home?
City, pretty interesting. A lot of people, but again, I came over here about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you liking it over there?
Well, I'm loading it here.
Yeah. Have
It's huh?
you been there before?
Oh, I was here last year
Oh, okay.
when this is his second annual of doing it.
So what did you guys do? Is this your first day there, or you've been there, haven't you, since
I, I've been here since Thursday. I got here Thursday.
Thursday?
I left Kingsport, Tennessee about 10:30 Thursday morning. Got here about a little bit after 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon.
Got it.
So
Pretty cool. Yeah, it's good to get out of the house when you're trapped in there. Even at your local park, just get out of the house. Stretch the legs or something.
I tell you this, I've been getting a lot of exercise.
Cool. Not me. I've been getting used to. Oh, my chair, your camping chair. I left it in Joshua Tree. Ray put it outside. He goes, "Don't put it in the van. Just put it out here with the other couple of chairs." And of course, I forgot it. So Ron C loaned me his chair, and I told him, "When you go back to Joshua Tree, you can get my chair, and we'll do the old switcheroo for today." Yeah, the winds were just crazy all night, all day. It wore me out. Look at me. I'm a mess. I'm still the same. But a lot of fun, interesting, beautiful mountains. I went to Walmart by Palm Springs, by the Palm Springs International Airport. Beautiful. The mountains were super high, and there was snow, some snow in the caps still. It was gorgeous.
Welcome back, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
They're talking in chat about wool blankets and stuff like that. And you know me, I got to be a little bit different. But I like to camp. So every summer I'll buy a brand new sleeping bag, and I'll use it in the summertime. Then when we get through camping and it's cold weather starts, well, I'll unzip that thing and use it like a comforter. And then the next spring I'll buy another new one.
I'm trying to read the chat
I
too.
guarantee you can't.
Amy says her first time in Vegas was 2002, and the last time was 2017. Yeah, all the youngsters. See, and that's
I
sad
think it
because
might. I tell you what,
what happened?
nothing.
I was saying that the youngsters, they didn't really get to go to Vegas to see all the whimsical stuff. You know what I mean? They're used to all the big corporate, the extravaganzas of it, which is okay. It's still okay, but very touristy. Uh, all I know is that when I was 21 and I first went into Vegas, I was just loving it, and my favorite was the Stardust. I like the Stardust.
Yeah, pretty nice. I'm not much of a gambler, so I'm sort of like you, the shows and that kind of stuff. Where I went to mainly, but then they got where the tickets to them shows so damn high that you could only afford to go to them if there were two or three of you.
Well, for those who are interested in Vegas or the way it used to be in the early 80s, late 70s, 80s, they're in YouTube, just look at it and the history of it. I love it. I'm sorry. I love the gangsters, the way they used to just rule everything. My goodness, it was interesting. And then they did away with all of that. But
Different world now.
yeah. And the shows was Elvis Presley. My mom had tickets for Elvis Presley, as a matter of fact, but she didn't like Elvis Presley. She goes, I didn't go. What?
He's one of my favorite singers.
Yep. He was gorgeous in the
I
60s.
especially loved his gospel album, his
Mm-hmm.
gospel music.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with my mom. My mom, she said, I never liked the Beach Boys and the Beatles. She was into Motown, Motown, Motown. Little Richard, all of that good stuff. She's seen Stevie Wonder when he was like, I don't know, a young boy, I guess, a teenager. When she was a teenager. Um what was it called? Elysian Hall or somewhere where all of the singers would go there and sing in her town.
Tell you a last good show I saw out there was Ronnie Mills.
In Vegas?
Yeah, good show.
Oh. Always wanted to see Wayne Newton.
I heard he put a pretty good show on. Is he still out there?
I don't know, but Wayne Newton and Vegas, it just goes together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that nostalgia stuff. But no more seen some shows lately, but like the Blue Man Crew, or who did I see? The Circus du Soleil is very nice. Comedian, I can't remember his name, but comedians, and a burlesque show. Oh my goodness, they actually took their tops off in an old fashioned, I guess 1800s looking thing, cans or whatever. I was shocked. So whoa, but it's Vegas. That was
Yep.
Tropicana, I believe it was. I don't know. The Tigers back in the day, before they
Oh, the White Tigers.
Siegfried and Freud. No, I don't remember their names. Ah, no. What was their? Yeah, the White Tigers. Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
That was a bad deal. He had that show out there, them White Tigers, and one of them tigers finally killed him.
Yeah. Too brutal. Well, guys, I'm going to get down and I'm going to turn on my car so I could turn on the heat.
I'm switching things around, so that's the reason why you don't see me right now.
I don't see you because I'm reading the chat, or trying to anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah,
Going to do that more often.
I'll try because now that my phone's working, I can do this.
You're talking about standing up in a camper. That's one thing I've got to have. Get
Hmm.
if I can't even in a tent, I always buy a tent that I can stand up in. And
Hmm.
I can't stand that where you got to be bent over all the time.
It doesn't work for me. I've been trying it. I've been using this van since last year. In the meetups since I first started with the meetups. Well, but they're local and they're only for a day or two. Courtside, I did get a room, so that was fine. But if I'm gonna spend the night in my van, I'll do 2, 3 nights, maybe 4, because these ladies, the whole gang here, we're leaving Sunday and we're gonna go to the dunes. We're going back to the dunes, and I just want to party, party, party. And I'm okay. Are you going with us? I don't know yet, but I'll see. It's fun. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
It's fun when like I've known these people on YouTube only um a year or so. I told Box Van D about Bob Wells and the cheap RV living, how I got into the RV channels um 2 years ago this July. And she was one of the first ones, along with Burning Up the Roads. And because they were disabled and stuff, interest me because that's when I was going through my surgery and recoveries. And so I said, Can I still go camping under my conditions? So that's how I got started with all of them. And it just escalated and grew. And then January um, last year, I started getting more and more into the lives. And wow, I didn't know the lives were so much fun because you see people and you say hi and you start getting to know them. So it's pretty nice. But of course, when you go to meetups, some people mesh very well and some people don't. And that's how it is. But
Oh,
you don't wish any harm on anybody or nothing. It's still good.
have, have you ever thought about getting one of those car tents until you could find you a van?
Yes, and I think that'll work for me more in the summertime. I don't think I would do something like that in the winter, but we're already hitting summer anyway, so in
Well,
the
but
meantime. Mhm.
they've got them that are full season tents. They're not all that expensive, but that would sure give you a place to stand up in.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Something close to connecting to my door, if not just right there, a couple of steps out. But definitely that. I still have my tent that I've had for 30 years or something. It's a Coleman and it's easy to set up. Boom. I still have that in the garage. I still have a lot of camping stuff in the garage. Um,
Boy, these new tents they've got are neat. They're so light,
yeah.
set up so fast. I got one I carry on my motorcycle, and it's a pretty good sized tent. It's a 10 by 10, 6 foot
Wow.
tall,
Wow.
and I can stand up in it. And that thing takes about, I can set that tent up a couple minutes. I like that. Like being able to do it and get it over with.
Sean from Down Under Cruiser, Sean and Alana. Good night, guys. They're saying good night to you.
Yeah.
Camp Goer one. Hi, Linda. She's told me a lot about her tips and send me links and stuff, and I do appreciate it. Which confuses me even more. Like I'm set and focused on one thing and then what? Wait a minute. Let me look at this. Let me look at that. Yeah. And I
You
do.
know,
Go ahead.
long time ago, I bought a van, and it was a Dodge Maxi van. It was a big van, and it had one of those pop tops on it. Where you just hit 4 latches and shoved up, and the top jumped up about 2 foot, and it had canvas around out. I sold that thing, and I cussed myself for selling that thing for I don't know how many times, but that thing was ideal. It ran down the road just like a regular van, but when you got where you're going, you could pop that top up. You had plenty of room to walk around. You know. That's where the van thing started.
Right.
What was all the vans back in Good Time vans? You remember them?
No.
Where the hippies would get them and put the carpet on the inside of them and all that mess. I've seen some of
I'm not too familiar with the names and stuff, but my family's had the campers, more so the campers that go on top of the truck. But then my godfather, he did buy himself the motorhome and had the camper. He had both. But me growing up, I always did the tent. I did my Volkswagen van that was a camper van. It had a sink and an ice box, the bench that turns into a bed, and the little closet. Clean. That thing was clean. 1976 Volkswagen van, but it didn't have the top. It was just a regular top, and that was fun. But then again, I was 21 when I got it. Yeah. So
Well, you can, especially where you are in California. I've been checking on some of those vans, and you can take a regular size van and get one of those high tops put on it for like $2,800. They're not high,
not
and
me.
that's installed.
Not me. I won't
And
cut anything and add to it because I'm afraid of leakage. No. I kind of like those ProMasters because they're square, so you kind of get every inch possible. But I don't want it too big, but I don't want anything small like the minivans. No way. Just as long as I could stand and cook. That's my main thing. Yeah.
let me drop Kenny's link here if I get this thing to act right.
Okay, I'm gonna drop because I'm freezing and I gotta warm this place up. But I'm gonna.
That burn it just be that way.
Aren't you cutting off? Don't you cut off your live stream already? Not yet. No. When I'm home and I have my little heater on, I'm wrapped up. Then I'll come up. Now that I can.
How, what do you say you are, wrapped up like a burrito?
Burrito type. And it knocked me out. I can't believe. Just like a baby in the womb, right? Baby's in the womb, nice and warm. So when they come out, you got to wrap them up still so they can knock out if you want them to knock out. So for me, same thing. I wrap myself up and I knock out.
One of
I
these
don't know.
nights on here, I'll
I don't
tell
know.
y'all a funny story about that.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We had a tornado.
I thought I'd better get up and help save Ron if you're going, Benay.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll leave it up to you now. You have a good one, okay?
Howdy, y'all.
You got Kenny and everybody.
Kenny's back.
I accidentally knocked myself off the screen.
I'll be in the chat, guys.
Okay.
See,
Thank you for coming
I'll
up.
be in the chat.
Bye, Benay.
Okay. Bye, Janice. Take care.
There.
I think you were trying to think of a combi van, the Volkswagen combi van before. is
I
what we
don't-
call them anyway. Yeah.
they didn't call that it over here. It didn't have a name yet, but they're pretty nice. And like, I know they make cab over campers like that now too,
Yeah.
but I should have
Yeah.
kept that thing.
Yeah, Al Holden bought out in competition with it. They bought out the panel van. Yeah, there's particularly the Sandman panel van. They used to deck those out and sleep in them. Yeah, we called them mobile sin bins.
Yeah, Linda, them things, those overhead campers like that are a high dollar stuff. Ooh. I can't believe what they get on the camper. $30,000-$40,000 ain't nothing no more.
Try 70,000, 80,000 for them here.
Well, that's a cheap one. I've seen some of those land campers that got all the slides on at $100,000.
No, well,
crazy.
these ones haven't even got the slides on them at 70,000. Yeah, you'd be looking at, probably over 100,000 for something like you're referring to. But back in the day, when I travelled around Australia, we had I'm just trying to think how big it was. I think it was a 20-footer tow. And, but it was a pop top. And, that was heaps of room in that. It actually had bunk beds in it, but we took out the top bunk beds and just had the two singles down the back, and the front section was virtually a double bed. The kitchen table just hydraulic dropped down, and become a double bed.
I tell you what, I've been from one end of the campers to the other. I've had big motorhomes and I've had some pretty good sized trailers. And for me, being single, just me and this little old pup, camper makes more sense than anything out there. They ain't really in it for one person. And really, two, if you get along all right. And so you can pull a trailer, you can pull your kayaks or motorcycles or whatever you want to pull with it. And you can park anywhere. You don't have to worry about getting a place to park.
Yeah, the only hassle with, like a motorhome, whether it be a van or whatever, is that if you plan on staying in one place, for any length of time, unless you're towing around a spare set of wheels, you've got to keep moving, packing up, any stuff that you put outside, you've got to put it back inside again and move off, and then come back and hope your site's still there when you get back.
Yeah. Well, you just take like Paula. Now, if she had had a cab over, she could have went to someplace, a campground or something, unloaded that cab over, and then took her truck to the shop and got it worked on.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I don't like about the motorhome. You got to unpack them every time you want to go someplace.
That's right. Yeah.
And then if you have trouble, Paula was lucky because she had friends she could stay with, but if she'd been by herself, she'd have had a hell of a motel bill while they were working on it. And for me, the cab over camper is the ideal one.
I also put it in the chat earlier. I used to have a Toyota Celica liftback, and the back seats folded forward, so you had just the two front seats, but the rest of the car was I had a mattress and turned it into a bed, so that if I went away for a weekend or somewhere, I had somewhere to put my head down. The only hassle was with the large glass window in the hatchback. You felt like a pheasant on the glass when the sun come up the next morning. But that was handy. for, just for quick trips, not length of time type stuff, but, overnighters or that.
Well, listen, I've been looking at one cabo, and it's not a real big one, but it does have a bathroom and a shower in it, and everything else I need. And they pretty nice. Got a question, Linda. Have you ever seen one of those kits that they're putting on them high top? That's all hydraulic. You just push a button, and that your top of that pickup just raise up until you got 6 foot on the inside of it, and then canvas goes on the outside of it. They're not cheap, but there's a lot of room in one like that.
The only thing that concerns me with things like that, with the electronics and things like that, is if they, mess up, you're either got to go back to manually manoeuvring it if you can, or it's back to the shop.
Yep. Well, it gets back to what I was saying. That's your house. If you got to put it in the shop, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But
We had one. Oh, sorry, go on.
I like the fact that you got a couple shots to do it. You're not just tied into one deal.
Yeah.
Some of these people take one of these $100,000, not $100,000, $400,000 motor home, and they'll put it in the shop, and they won't get it back out of the damn shop for 3 months.
That's if shops will take them. Especially if they've got to elevate them or something like that. There's not too many places that can handle that.
Yeah, but you have to take them back to the dealer, but them dealers are not in a hurry at all.
No. I think we have one here. It's made out of Sydney. It's called a Cub. It was the smartest idea I've seen in a long while. It's a trailer, but and it's only as high as, like, say, a 64 trailer, but it's a one-person operation, and it's just on a hand winch, and what it does is it splits, and you hand winch it, and it just rotates down. That becomes the floor. The actual trailer part itself is your bed and storage, and it's all canvassed in. And comes with, you can get awnings and all that sort of things for it. Not, it's all zipped on, tenting, but the floor space in them is unreal. And they've got all the perks with them. But as I said, it is a trailer, and they're not cheap though. But it was the smartest idea I'd seen, especially for a single person travelling. And it takes no time to set it up. It's just a hand levered winch, or I don't know whether you could have it electrified. I guess you could, and it just arches over, and on a winch basis, and your tent's already set up because it unfolds as it goes, and it's ready to operate. Just unzip the door and in you go, and reverse. You just collapse your tenting back in underneath it as you're winching it over, and it doesn't fall because it's strapped each way, and then you just clip it up and you're ready to take off. It was clever.
They make one like that to pull behind a motorcycle that unfolds like that with the floor goes on the ground.
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool. In fact, there's a couple, they just got out of it, but they had one that they were traveling all over the country just on motorcycles and pulling that trailer with a bike, and all over the country. They're pretty neat. They got some good ideas on some of them.
Oh, there's some clever designs. Yeah.
Me and my wife went to Alaska, which is about nearly a 5,000-mile trip up there, and I bought one of these pop-up tent trailers, and so we camped going up most of the way. Started coming back. By the time I got home, you couldn't have paid me to have another camper that had canvas on it. I done cranked that thing up and down 30 times in 30 days, you know.
Yeah.
Had all that thing I wanted. In fact, I
Yeah.
sold that thing 2 days after I got on.
Yeah, but I like the design of it, and the fact is, being a trailer, it's detachable, and you've still got use of your vehicle, and you know your campsite's set up, and Bob's your uncle. But nevertheless, it was out of my price range, but I just thought it was a good idea, one of the smarter ideas I've seen.
That sure makes a difference, Linda. You got somebody you trust to work on it. Well, the same thing, a mechanic on a car, vehicle. You got a good mechanic. That's worth a ton.
Yeah, that's what I like about the guy that I use. Even though it may take me 2 or 3 months to see my vehicle again, but I trust him, and I know he does good work because he's been in business. Like I said, he's been in business 30 plus years, uh, working on cars and stuff, and that's the reason why and I know his garage stays full constantly, and it's a three man mechanic shop. So, and that is including him himself and 2 other guys. So, yeah.
I know
Well,
here,
he's not.
Kenny.
If you don't have that virus deal going on, Kenny, he's not that slow, is he?
The what now?
I said, if the virus thing is not going on, he's not that slow, is he? You talking about it taking 2 or 3 months?
He stays pretty. A lot of times he has a hard time finding parts for other vehicles and stuff. So he's, if he gets one guy out or whatever, it usually puts him behind on things. But he knows that too. We got another vehicle too, so he knows that I don't get in no hurry and I don't rush him through it or anything like that. So.
I think the high tech equipment that most of the smaller workshops and that around, the high tech, they're like all the computerized equipment that they had to acquire to work on the newer vehicles, put a lot of them out of business. I know effectively, it was getting far too costly with my brother in his automotive game, and it didn't matter, what sort of a motor it was. He could work on it, no worries at all. And in fact, a lot of his efforts, he worked by vibration and sound and what have you. I'd seen him, he'd put a screwdriver on part of the heads of a motor or something or other and put it up to his ear, and he could tell you exactly, whether it was a harmonic balancer or whatever was out of whack with it. He was unbelievable. But but with the I don't know what they called it, but with the computers in it, you had to have the computerized machines and that to test them, reset them, the whole box and dice. And they weren't cheap by any cost of the imagination. So there you go.
I had several friends of mine that went out of business, good mechanics, because of that. Because it would take about $50,000 a year to keep their computers updated so they could work on anything. And it just put them out of business.
Yeah, you did here too, Ron.
Well, he said himself that there's been cars there that sit there for months and years at a time, that he's had a hard time getting the parts for,
Yeah.
and it didn't matter what year it was or even how old it was. He still had a hard time getting parts.
Yeah, well, of course, with the virus and that too, shipping was a major issue. A lot of product sat on boats that they couldn't, bring in or send out, and that's created a heck of a backlog, which I believe is, slowly coming back to normal. But now we've got the issue with the fuel costs escalating. Anything, whether it be road, water, or whatever, shipping, the costs are going to just escalate,
Mm-hmm.
as well as, just your general food products. And did I hear right? Somebody was saying, I heard on the news or something around the cost of just your general foodstuffs is going to escalate as well, because of something to do with fertilizers and things like that are used. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't deal with food stamps, so
No, well, they're not a thing here either, but yeah, it's certainly, it's certainly going to be in the days, weeks, maybe months ahead, that our prices are just going to just continually keep climbing.
Yeah.
I think
There's no reason for it to be that way. That's what's bad.
yeah. I think it's.
I mean, I can understand, the flow-on effect. Like the costs of fuel, you're going to have production costs are going to be a lot more expensive. And transport, of course, transporting product around the countryside is going to have a flow-on effect with the cost of fuel. And so it's all just going to escalate. Where it stops, God only knows.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to get to the point where people are going to have to eventually probably try to find a way to grow their own vegetables and fruits and things like that.
Yeah, but of course you're looking at a time factor with that too, Kenny. So a lot of people may have their own small garden beds, to grow a few plants and bits and pieces, but it's your finished article that you'd be buying, like household wares and things like that. I think people are going to, sort of have to sit back on their haunches and consider, where they're going to go, how they're going to go about, especially, people with families and things like that. I mean, they're copping a heck of a whack to the pocket, every week. And, just wages, I know wages aren't increasing here. So, yeah, people are going to be, forced into taking multiple jobs just to keep a roof over their head and keep their families fed. It's going to be interesting.
Well,
It ain't going to be fun, but it's going to be interesting.
my whole deal on that is there's no reason for us to have a war. I'm not going to get into politics. They've done some things that just shut all the drilling down in the United States and some more stuff, not putting any leases out where people can drill. We were exporting oil, one of the biggest exporters in the world, until all of a sudden they get to shutting pipelines down and doing all that crud. And I don't know. I get aggravated every time I think about it. That's the reason I bought that little old motorcycle.
Yeah, we're not in that position as far as fuel production here. Most of our stuff comes in via the Asian markets. So, yeah, we're virtually, hemmed in with whatever prices are being set from there. And of course, you've got shipping, container costs, the whole box and dice.
Like that. I don't know.
No,
That is why I bought that motorcycle. That $110 to the gallon makes a lot of difference compared to a pickup at 15 miles. That's just a little bit of an insurance policy.
Well, thankfully, my car's economical, and it'll also run on E10 too, which is ethanol. But the fact remains, I think we were in lockdown for so damn long, on and off for the last 2 years, that I really haven't climbed out of lockdown mode yet. So my escapades outside the front door, so to speak, pretty minimal, and I don't tend to venture too far these days. Not only that, our area apparently has been hit again with a fresh, in recent times, with a fresh wave of the crud. So yeah, but I will have to lash out eventually and go and have a bit of a catch up.
Well, that's sort of the way it's been here. That was that first variant was pretty lethal, but now it's got off into the second one, and it's not.
Well, we're on our third. We had the first lot, then we had the Delta, and now we've got the Omicron or whatever it is, which is not as bad, but it's more virulent. It's
More infectious, but I think that thing is sort of taking care of itself now. I think everything's going to be
It certainly
all right.
seems to be on the wane, Ron. Hopefully, we'll all be able to get back to some normality. We're heading, we're certainly heading that way now. With the minimal use of masks, and that was my biggest bugbear. And opening our borders. The borders are open now, so you can all come over and visit Australia. And anyway, yes, it certainly put us all in turmoil and upset the apple cart worldwide. So,
well, I think about the only thing we can do is that you can't control all that. You can have enough stuff set back to where you make it a long time on water and food and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't take that much. I was trying to tell a young couple the other day. They said, we just can't afford to do that. I said, yeah, you can. Just every time you go to the grocery store, buy 1 or 2 cans extra of vegetables or a pound of beans or whatever. You haven't got to buy it all one day. And just start adding to it a little bit. Pretty soon, you got a pretty good stockpile.
Yeah. You'll
And
do
I think that doesn't have to be because of a disease either. That can be because of a tornado or a hurricane or, natural disaster. You need to have enough food in the house to make it a pretty good while, and water.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know with myself here, I'll do a grocery shop, a good shop, maybe once a fortnight. I might head
What
up
is a fortnight?
Oh, sorry, 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah. And but I might head out, sort of a couple of times in between, just for perishables, like a few fresh veg or milk or bread or the likes of that. But generally, I've got enough to last, and I head down to the market for my meats, and I generally have one buy up every 3 months. That's how long it lasts me. I haven't haven't been to the market just recently, but probably a couple of $100 in variety of meats. And what I'll do is I'll get that home. I'll let it sit in the fridge for a couple of days because it's usually pretty fresh. And I'll cut it down to my sizes, slice it, like I'll get big pieces of top side and I'll slice into, several bags into strips for stir fries, some slices for schnitzels and some small cuts for roasts and of the beef. And I buy the chicken breasts. I buy maybe a bit of pork and, a couple of kilo of mince. And, and that lasts me then. And that all goes into my freezer. And usually every weekend, unless I'm stuck on YouTube, I'll have a cook up and I'll make for argument's sake, I'll do the 2 kilo of mince and I'll make that into a bolognese to start with. And from that, I'll make a lasagna and I'll tub up separate tubs of just plain bolognese for just over noodles. And the other half of it I'll turn into a chili con carne, and I'll just tub that up, and that makes my chili beef nachos and whatever. But from that, I could get a tub up about easy 20 meals, and I just tub those up into freezer containers and put them in the freezer. And so, you're not cooking necessarily every day. I mean, I don't eat that every day. I do cook in between, for variation. But, you've got pre-prepared meals that, take you 10 minutes from after thawed out to getting it on the table. So, yeah. And I'm not one to, make something, a big something that won't freeze. I mean, I'd sooner pass it off to somebody else. You'd sick to death of that real quick.
And I made a big old pot of spaghetti today. I was hungry for some of that. There's 5 or 6 meals in that.
Well, your bolognese that you've made for your spaghetti, that'll freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tub it down to, like serving sizes. And, you've got several, might have several days of containers that you can just take out when you fancy it and just cook your noodles and there you go.
Well, did you ever not freeze dry, but dehydrate spaghetti?
No.
We did some of that this year, and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah. No, I've never dehydrated anything. But
It's sure easy to.
Things like I'll make a shepherd's pie, and like the actual casserole dish that I'll use for that, that'll make, at least 4, but usually 6 servings. The same with the lasagna, will be 6 individual servings. And, all of that gets tubbed into the containers and put in the freezer and, you're laughing. You've got a ready meal. All you've got to do is just cook some veggies or some noodles or whatever you're going to have with it. Lasagna, just, throw together a salad and you've got a full meal in front of you in no time. So, but
Well, that's what I like about that freeze drying, because a lot of the time you don't have to refrigerate it. Not dehydrating it.
Yeah, no,
like good when I hydrated it back.
Yeah, no, I've never gone down the path of dehydrating, food stocks. And simply, well, for myself, really, there's no need. I've got a side-by-side fridge freezer. And as I said, I live out of my freezer. So it's so much easier. I mean, I learnt that real quick. Yeah, you know, for me, takeaway is a luxury. It's something I don't often have.
Yeah. We planted a big garden here this
I've never
year.
been a green thumb.
If it makes, well, Lord help, we're gonna have to do a bunch of stuff. Yeah. I sure like it. One reason I like a garden is I just like what comes out of it. It tastes much better than what you buy in the store. It ain't even funny.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Homegrown tomatoes are beautiful.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
hardly wait till we can get some of them green tomatoes where we can fry them.
I just can't be bothered digging in the dirt.
I'm not a person that enjoys uh, gardening and doing that, but it's sort of got where it's worth it the way things are right now and the way uh, how much better the food tastes. I think how much better the food tastes is probably half of it. Kenny, you awake?
I'm awake, but I barely.
Mm. Yeah, well, that's one thing I'll give here, though. I mean, our fresh produce and that, like even in the likes of our big supermarkets and things like that, the standard is as far as I'm concerned, is very high, very good. And, I mean, it's replaced daily and yeah, I really don't, I haven't had any issue. I mean, if I was concerned, I could go down the market, and that's bought in daily as well. And, it's like, I think it's more like what you call a farmer's market. And so that you've got produce coming in from everywhere. But, just the general standard in our our bigger chain supermarkets and that is very good. So, and diverse, you can get pretty much anything that you're after.
Come on, y'all wake Kenny up now.
Mm.
He gonna leave.
Linda's having a go. Yeah, she likes the way I say tomatoes. We spell it Tomatoes, but it's the same thing.
Now, where did Kenny go?
He's done a runner.
Knocked him plumb off, didn't it, Linda? He read what I typed on there because he was laughing.
I knocked myself off the screen again. Hit the wrong button, people.
Ah, well.
Had your mind on something else, hell. Gotta watch hitting the wrong button, Kenny. That gets you in trouble now.
Oh, I seen that coming. That wrong. I know where your mind was.
What? I told you a long time I like women and boobs. That ain't nothing new.
Well, that is a good thing.
Kenny, you're getting corrupted.
I would much rather like a female than I would a male.
Well, I certainly know that, but these boys you're hanging around with are corrupting you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda, I think I think the variation in the pronunciation is probably we're more English. Well, certainly that's where our language originated from, British, and plus, let's face it, Australia is isolated, geographically isolated. So, we've got our own idiosyncrasies as well.
I tell you what. Yeah, I like Janice's accent too.
I like them people from down under, their accents from Australia.
Yeah. Oh, you get variation, like between town and country people. Each has their own local colloquialisms, but generally we don't have the broader range of speech like you guys do. Like your Southerners, with that drawl that they have.
All that country hillbilly talk.
Well, that too, but it's a slower speech pattern. Like my experience, like you get down towards South Carolina and things like that, you distinctly notice the change in language. I laughed. My friend, she lives in Virginia, but I think she's originally from South Carolina, but she rang here one day. My sister-in-law was here, and I had her had Pat on the phone from Virginia, and my sister-in-law couldn't understand a word she said. But I don't know whether I've always had an ear for different languages and things like that. I can generally understand or come to understand even languages I don't decipher, like say Italian or German or something like that. I can generally, just by observing a person and listening, pick up, what the general conversation is about. But yeah, I could just see that. I can still see the horrified look on my sister-in-law. She's just shaking her head. She's had no clue what was being said, but I had no hassles with it.
I tell
The
you
only
what.
thing I did have when I got over there, and I arrived late in the night, and the next evening we were going out and going to do a bit of a tour around and meet some of the locals and what have you. She said, "Oh yeah, we go to this gaming hall, whatever it was," and she said, "And then there's shagging afterwards." Well, my jaw hit the floor because shagging to us means something totally different. And, yeah, and because to her it was an innocent comment she made. And once I picked my jaw up, I just roared laughing, had tears streaming down my face. And I thought, my God, what have I got myself into? And then I once I got my mouth working, I said, "Shagging, what's that mean to you?" And she said, "Dancing." Well, that was it. I just lost it over that. And I told her what it meant to me. Well, between the pair of us, when we finally got into the place, we walked in, we were just still roaring, laughing, and tears running down our faces, because they all wondered what the hell we'd been up to. And we proceeded to tell them. Well, yeah, it was a fun night. No shagging, but it was a fun night.
I tell you what, we've been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm about ready to shut this thing down. And I think Kenny is too. He's sitting over there going.
So I'm like Ray. It's my fault.
Yeah,
All right, Ron, Kenny. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I hope to get to meet you in person one day.
Kenny, anytime that you ever make your way to Australia, you're always welcome.
Well, I don't know if I'll ever get that far or not.
No, I know. Yeah, you're looking at anywhere between, from you, you're looking anywhere between, say, 25 to 27 hours to get here. You being on the East Coast, yeah.
I would I would probably
Yeah. It's a long flight, Kenny. I've done it. Yeah, done it twice, both ways. And
I'm
yeah,
probably looking at big bucks too.
Well, I don't know what the airfare costs are at the moment, but you're looking at around a 2,000, in normal times, but not these fuel cost times. Normal times, I think the most I paid was about 2,400, 2,500, something like that. But that was back in 2013, 14, or was it 14, 15, whatever. Yeah. So I dare say they're comparable now, but yeah, you can certainly, after 26 hours flying, Kenny, you can certainly cut washers off it.
Yeah.
You're sick to death of sitting in the one spot.
Well, anyway, guys, I'll let you go, Ron. Let you go, Janice, and I'll see
All right.
y'all
Have fun. Be good.
on the next one.
See ya.
Have a good one then.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.